Alright, hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here, and with this video, I want to do a quick video about an update with my camera situation that I have for my YouTube channel. So I've done these videos a couple of times, so if you're a subscriber to my channel or have checked out any of my past videos, then hopefully bear with me. Hopefully you can see at the end the new camera that I actually did end up picking up. But if you're new to the channel, hello, I appreciate you stopping by. But I want you to hopefully learn something from this video. So if you do learn something, then hit that like button. And if you really enjoy the video and the content, I hope you subscribe and consider to do that, because I have a lot of videos that I've posted. I do a lot of tech reviews on here, like cell phones, cell phone accessories, camera accessories, all that stuff, headphones, earbuds, yeah, all that. So hopefully you like it. So hit that subscribe button. But going back to the reason why I'm doing this video is because I did get a new camera last night. It actually came in the mail. I got it on eBay, but I got it last night. This is my first video doing with it. I was just anxiously waiting for it, and I wanted to do something really fast. So the point that I'm making is buying a camera is really important, and a really important decision if you're starting a YouTube channel and all that. But at the end of the day, if the budget's not going to allow you to get a good camera, then what can you do to eventually get a good camera? And then what can you do in the meantime to get you to that point? So for me, when I started my channel 4 months ago, which I wish I would have started years ago because I was just too chicken-esque to do it, to be honest with you. But then when the pandemic happened and I was kind of working from home a lot more, I thought, hell, why not? Let's try to do an unboxing video real quick. So I think I did one of like some Soundpeats headphones, and then I did one of like my Garmin Vivo Active 3 that I had at the time. And so I was just kind of looking around my room saying, ooh, I want to review that. Ooh, I'm going to review that, because I wanted to throw up some content and just see how it was received. And fortunately, it's been received well in my opinion, and I've been very blessed with the response. But what can you do if you're looking to start it? So number one is using your smartphone. So if you have a smartphone, this is the camera right here. There you go, boom, it records. This is the Galaxy S20 FE. I did a review on it. I did a review on the Pro mode for the video capabilities of this, and this phone does really good video. Now this is what I call a mid-range flagship, so it's not the S20, it's not the S20 Plus, S20 Ultra, it's not even a Google Pixel when it comes to certain capabilities of the camera, but the video capability of this phone is really good. So if you have a smartphone, then get it out of your pocket and hit the record button. That's the only way to rip that Band-Aid off. But eventually you're going to want to step up to something a little bit better. So what I did is the natural progression from point and shoot to mirrorless, and that's where I'm at right now. So for the point and shoots, I bought some Canons, I bought some Nikons, I bought a couple of Panasonics, but the point that I want to make is I bought them all used. So my whole point and purpose of this channel initially, and for most of the part of it, is going to be on finding good products for cheap, budget-friendly stuff, not breaking the bank. And then on top of that, maybe find stuff that's not considered name brand that's really good and serves a purpose for making videos or whatever, but once again, not breaking the bank and going and spending thousands of dollars when you can maybe only spend hundreds of dollars. So with the point and shoots, they did their purpose, they did okay, but they're not that great for video. You can't change the lenses out. You can't really control a whole lot of the specifics in manual mode. Like, I mean, of course you can probably do ISO, but you know, shutter speed, aperture, the white balance, doing custom white balances, all that, you can't do them really on cheap point and shoots. But I was able to get those point and shoots for pretty cheap, and I turned around and sold them and made money on those, and I applied those profits to buy my first mirrorless camera, which was a Sony A5100. I love that camera. It's definitely a great beginner's camera if you're looking to buy one cheap, because I think you can even get them now for like 200 to 250 bucks. But I got it pretty affordable with the kit lens at the time, but there were a lot of shortcomings with that camera. It doesn't record in 4K. The overheating issue was a major issue. I literally could not record past 15 minutes in a constant 15-minute video without it turning off. So that sucked. I hated that. I tried every little trick in the book to not make it overheat, and it still overheated. Maybe it lasted an extra minute or two, but at the end of the day, I didn't want a camera that was just gonna turn off on me. Plus, there's no mic input, so there's a lot of reasons why the Sony A5100 isn't great. So I sold it made money once again, and made enough money to then step up to a Canon M50. So I bought a Canon M50 used, had the kit lens, loved it, absolutely would recommend the Canon M50 to anyone who's starting a YouTube channel and looking for something cheap. I've been able to find them anywhere from $350 to $400 with the kit lens used. I did have a gentleman that was going to sell me the one with the kit lens for $350, but I ended up not doing it. I was going to do it and then try to resell it and make like $100 or something, but it just seemed like too much work at the time. But either way, the Canon M50 is great. Does great 1080, has super fast dual pixel autofocus, check. Mic input, hot shoe mount, all that. Articulating screen, you name it. But some shortcomings once again. For example, one of my big issues with the M50 is the 4K is not usable at all, in my opinion. Can you use it in manual focus and stuff like that? Sure, yeah, you can. But in videos like this, the autofocus went from dual pixel to just like the phase detection, and it sucks. Like literally you would just be blurry, and you know, if you moved a little bit, it just did not do a good job. So that was one of the major shortcomings. There were some really good things about the camera. Obviously, it does shoot really good 1080. But once again, if you're trying to do slow-mos, you can only do a max res of 720. So that was kind of a bummer. But either way, I mean, like I said, every camera is going to have some shortcomings with it. But for a camera that you're going to spend around that much money on, it's totally worth it. But in 2020, there's a lot more options. So what else did I go with? So I ended up selling that M50, and then I went back and I looked and I got a Sony A6100. So the A6100 is probably, in my opinion, the best budget-friendly camera that anyone can buy right now, in my opinion, because it's got lightning fast autofocus. The mic is very clean sounding as opposed to the Canons, so it just sounds a little bit better when you're using a microphone and hooking it up to the mic input. It does have a 180-degree articulating screen, but it's out here, not on the side like the M50. So you're going to have to invest in something if you're going to use a mic to put the microphone off to the side. That way it's not blocking the screen if you are using the screen. So that's one shortcoming, but at the end of the day, I actually prefer this screen better because it seemed like with the M50, every time I had the screen to the side, it just seemed like it was kind of tilted a little bit back. So I wasn't sure if it was me or if it was where I was sitting or if it was just the camera. So it's kind of weird. Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. I know I'm not the only one that probably has noticed that. But the A61 has fantastic 4K capabilities. You can do 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second with 4K, and you get the lightning fast autofocus with it. So at the end of the day, the autofocus, everything check on that A6100. But I kind of missed the M50, so just real quick, I sold the A6100, went back to the M50, used it for a little bit, missed the A6100, sold the M50 again, went back to the A6100. So obviously I'm very indecisive, as you can tell, but I was really happy with the A6100. But then I came across the deal on eBay and I thought to myself, I'm an idiot if I pass up on the opportunity. So today what I'm recording on is a Sony A6400. So I finally got my hands on an A6400. I was super stoked to get it, and it wasn't that expensive. It was expensive, but not expensive. So basically it was the body only, but I paid $600 for it. So body only, $600 after taxes and everything, free shipping, $600 for the body. So what I did is I sold my Sony A6100 body only for, are you ready? $590. So literally I found someone on Facebook that was willing to buy my body only A6100 for $590. Originally I had it for $650. He was happy with $650. Then his kids started digging online. Hey, my son found it for this much on this website with free shipping and all this. And because I was going to be happy with like $500 for the body only. But then he said, well, what about like $625? And I was like, cool. Then he comes back at me. Hey man, I found it again for a little bit cheaper. So can you do it for any better? And then I was like, dude, $600. And then he does the same crap with me again. So I was willing to play the game a little bit, because at the end of the day, if I got anything over $500, it was going to be a win, because I was going to make money if I sold it at $500. Because I didn't pay $500 for it. I paid $400 for the A6100, or the body only. Well, technically, yeah. So I paid $500 technically for it, but I paid $100 for the kit lens, $400 for the body. So anything over $400, I was going to make money on, since I was only selling the body. So what I did is sell it for $590, and there you go. So I literally applied that $590 to the A6400, pulled out my wallet, and put $10 more towards the camera. So technically, I only had to pay an extra $10 for the A6400, and so really, I mean, it was a no-brainer. And with the A6400, it's got a lot of check marks over the A6100. You got the same quick lightning autofocus. The same frame of the camera basically is exactly the same almost. The grip's a little bit deeper, but not by much. It's not a plastic build. It's got a magnesium alloy, so it is weather sealed, as opposed to the A6100. It's not. So the EVF is a lot better, a lot more viewable, a lot more pixels in there, so it's not as dull as the A6100, so you got a lot better experience with the electronic viewfinder. You obviously have the mic input with this one. My small rig actually fits on this one, so I was happy that I didn't have to go buy a new small rig. So they were interchangeable between the A6100 and the A6400, but I kept my kit lens, which I'm using right now, and so I didn't have to go buy a lens. So I was really, really happy with being able to find this. One of my main reasons is because I'm dabbling more into color grading and everything like that, and this one has a plethora of picture profiles that you can use. Right now I'm recording an S-Log. I've color graded it, so it's supposedly gonna look maybe a little bit better, but S-Log is really good. I have some pretty good LUTs for it, but I was really happy because of that. So you get S-Log 2, S-Log 3, Gamma, blah, 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 blah. Then with the creative styles, you get a lot more than you do with the A6100. You know, I did a video about the creative styles on the A6100. I went through them all, but there's only like 5 or 6 that are on the A6100. But on this one, you get quite a bit more. You know, you get your neutral, and then there's a few extras in there, and you can tweak them and all that, just like you can on the A6100. But getting that neutral one was pretty nice as well. But mainly I'm going to shoot in some sort of profile most of the time, in my opinion, because I will color grade it to get that more dynamic range and all that. So with that being said, A6400, that's what I have now. That's what I will be using from here on out. I do have my eyes set on a Sony A7 III. Obviously, that's like the creme de la creme, but I am not going to be able to buy that until someone's really desperate to sell it. And then when they are ready to sell it and desperate enough to go down pretty cheap, I'll be there to buy it. So, but in the meantime, the A6400 is going to be my daily driver and my baby from here on out. And so, yeah, so let me know in the comments, what camera do you have? What are you using? Are you using your smartphone? Are you using a point and shoot? Are you using a mirrorless? Are you using a full frame DSLR? What is it that you're using? And at the same time, I am kind of curious, if you do get to the end of the video, what video editing software are you using? I use Filmora 9. I haven't dabbled into Premiere Pro or anything like that. Filmora 9 has done just fine for me. But I am kind of curious what you're using as well. So comment down below and let me know that as well. But other than that, guys, hit that like button. Please subscribe and be safe out there. And I'll see you on the next one.